therapist is cute as button. Yes, she is. I was like, yeah, I literally almost totally forgot about this appointment. I just didn't sleep much last night and really wanted to nap, but here I am, and it's good. It's good. I'm glad I'm here. She's like, what's new? I'm like, nothing really. I said, I'm just sifting through this spirituality stuff on my YouTube channel, trying to just smile and wave and point to all of these people who are talking about shit that makes sense. And I was talking to her. She asked me how, you know, my thoughts have been, if I've had any OCD, like intrusive thoughts. And I'm like, literally, that stuff got so much better when I had this spiritual awakening, as crazy as it was. I said, whenever I ended up in the nut ward, I come out of there and I'm going to this guy that I'm seeing there now. It's like the doctors that I ended up going to after the shit show of a health board at Mon Valley. It's a terrible place. I'm sitting there and I'm doing what most mental patients do, going, what in the hell is happening with me? This is bad. This is super bad. Got these movie scenes and shit playing in my head, and I was all for accepting the fact that, hey, I might just be fucking psycho. I really might be. I'm talking to this guy and I'm like, I don't know how you don't think that I'm not schizophrenic or schizoaffective or something. And he's like, what? No. You're bipolar with psychotic features and you have OCD. And I'm going, what is the difference between all of those things, really, besides what the textbooks say? If you would look up people who have YouTube channels spreading mental health awareness, and you would look at the things they're talking about, and they have this diagnosis versus that diagnosis, they all look the fucking same. And then I'm going, everybody literally looks like they were meant to actually be equals here. Everybody's dealing with shit. And to me, I feel like, sure, men and women are totally different. But men get emotional. Men have estrogen in their body. Women get aggressive and they have testosterone in their body. Like, what the hell is actually going on? Like, it feels so fake. Everything about this place feels fake. And I see a lot of people with schizophrenia talking about these movie scenes playing in their heads. And he's like, there's just no way. You're not at all that. And I'm like, well, what does OCD plus bipolar with psychotic features actually give you? It looks like it would equal something like schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, or spiritual battle issues, because there's this whole spiritual community out here talking about this shit. And like I told my therapist, I said, as soon as I had this spiritual awakening, that shit stopped. These movies are putting the truth in front of your face so badly, and they're haunting everybody who is dealing with mental issues, or will haunt people when they start realizing it. He said after the Truman Show came out, there was like this whole wave, like this Truman Show disorder or something. Bunch of people started freaking out and feeling like they were living in something like the Truman Show. Kind of. That's kind of what it looks like. Just like with this Free Guy movie. Like all these movies. I think that it should really worry the general population of unconscious sleeping people that if you would watch the movie Free Guy, that's literally the whole process of having a spiritual wake up. You're literally not plugged in when you're sleeping. You are not plugged in to the Matrix. You're just living in it, getting screwed. And that's what it would look like. If people would mass wake up, you would literally look like a bunch of free guys. It is so, and all of his little friends, all of his little NPC friends who start waking up. And that movie really is them showing you exactly how this shit is actually working. And yeah, so anyway, a bunch of people out there that say schizophrenic type brains are the only ones that are out here believing this alien shit. Literally, so many super smart, credible people coming from religious backgrounds are going, they're extraterrestrial gods. It's the Anunnakis. But not all Anunnakis are bad. And just seems like the ones really behind the Abrahamic branch of religion really causing all of these world problems, looks like. And it's just mind-boggling, literally mind-boggling. The deeper into spirituality people get, the more they get hated on, like this inner Christos guardian information. And they say that there were 3 Christs, and that in the Bible, the Jesus of the Bible is a blended story of the 2nd and 3rd Christ. And a lot of the shit that they are saying makes sense. But I'm just one person. I'm literally just looking around trying to collect game piece people for other people to look at. These people like Paul Wallace and stuff who say that Jesus was one entity and was something called a star child, like the others. Isaac, no, like the others, born from immaculate conception with extraterrestrial intervention. They say these things, but then they don't ever go on to explain or say anything about his resurrection. But inner Christos people go on to explain those things. And I don't know who the hell's right. I don't, like I said, really care. It makes sense either way to me, because no matter what, he was not killed for our sins. He was killed to silence him. And that just seems to be the biggest hem up here. And people like Christina Lopes, people like The Alchemist, these people's comment sections are filled with a lot of really nice comments for the most part. Same with Billy Carson. But as soon as you take one of their videos off of their main platform and you share it on Facebook, and you're friends with a bunch of sleeping people who can't stand what you're saying, but would rather fight with you than just unfriend you and go back to just being sleepy and very ignorant to these situations, then these people get individually slaughtered, and then they're getting called conspiracy theorists, and they're being called crazy. I've seen that people like Billy Carson and Morg, they're new best friends in my head. I think that they would really get along. They think that reptilians and reptilian agendas and stuff like that is silly. I'm not sold at all that shit's silly. Who's been messing with our DNA? Who created us? Whose experiment are we? The Inner Christos information talks about stuff like that, and gives more answers and insight than people like Billy Carson. And it's all so interesting. It is all really, really, really cool. You never get so into history like you do whenever you go through spiritual stuff, because then it's like, well, if history keeps repeating itself, why? What are we not learning? And again, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit who's right about how many Christs there were. General conclusion by everybody who knows more than the sleeping unconscious collective of people out there is that he was killed for silencing spirituality, silencing the process of ascension, and yeah, just a lot of info out there. Everybody's information resonates with me. I feel like everybody knows a lot of shit, but it's like, get them all in a room. Get all these people in a room and let them duke it out, really. Because they know what the hell is going on. Some combination of all of these people know what the hell is going on here. And it's fascinating. Super, 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 super fascinating.